the left lane, leaving a big red
We'll
light.
see how long it takes for the broadcast to cut out.
Getting a whole shot. 9:15, the winning time, 9:30. This lane was 10 anyway, starting line was given. You can see how much earlier we left there.
Chevy got a mission for some of the shots at the same.
And he got a traffic. Joe Sudbury of Hammond, Indiana will be in the left lane in the 73 Camaro. Sam Giannino from Royal Oak, Michigan in the 74 Big. And here's a perfect example of the small car, small engine, big car, big engine that is in pro stock today. Giannino using 330 cubic inch engine.
Welcome back, Chance.
In the big block 427 type. Sudbury, the winner, a time of 9.31, 9:52 the losing average, 147 miles an hour for the winning speed. On the far side, he is matched up against the Ford Pinto of Lee Hunter. Both Pintos off the starting line together. Upwith, the defending world champ, got back in on a big break when his competition in round number one was found to be light after Flint red lighted away his chance for a win. Very close to the finish line, you can see just a little over a wheel width separating the two cars as they move across the finish line. It's Wayne Gap matched up against Stacy Shields in the second race of this round. In other action in this round, Larry Huff defeated Jack Shore. Bill Jenkins topping Richie Zool. Stacy Shields, one of the few black drivers in drag racing from Indianapolis, Indiana. He's driving the Superfly Mustang. Wayne Gap from Livonia, Michigan. At the wheel of the four-door Maverick. Here you see the Christmas tree. Both cars stay. They leave with smoke coming out of Wayne Gap's car. And Stacy Shields pulling ahead. And what an upset here as Wayne Gap, the favorite, coming into the race with a big lead, loses as obviously a motor going away. Wayne Gap coasting across the finish line. Stacy Shields with the upset win. Pro Stock Eliminator picking up the action in the second round. Here is Richie Zool from Lindenhurst, Long Island, New York. His competition, Ridley, Minnesota, Lauren Johnson, both drivers. The wheel of the big block Camaros. Close race. The finish line is Lauren Johnson, 8.78 seconds. Speed over 156 miles an hour. The losing time, 8.83. These are the most sophisticated, full-bodied, stock car type drag racing vehicles in the world. Dave Canners in the far lane. He's driving the American Motors Hornet, matched up against High Point, North Carolina's Roy Hill. Canners hailing from Troy, Michigan. The start, all important in this category as it is in all classes of drag racing. Roy Hill in the near lane, Dave Canners in the far lane. Let's watch and see if you can determine who leads the starting line first. Dave Canners appears out first on Roy Hill. The finish line is going to be very close. Dave Canners by just about a wheel length. Recording an 8.88 second elapsed time. The losing time by Roy Hill was an 8.84. So that means that Dave Canners did lead the starting line first, as each lane of the racetrack has its own separate timing equipment, and that's how close it was at the finish. Here is the Monza of Bill Grumpy Jenkins, driven by Larry Lombardo of Malvern, Pennsylvania. His competition, another Monza, Shelby Jester from Abilene, Texas. The Monza's using the smaller Chevrolet engines than their Camaro counterparts. Red light start for Shelby Chester gives the win automatically to Larry Lombardo. He's not backing out of it. Neither is Chester. 8.81 seconds the winning time for Larry Lombardo. The final race in round number 2 action in Pro Stock Eliminator in the near lane from Calverton, Virginia, the big block Camaro of Lee Edwards. In the far lane, the world champion, defending world champ Bob Glidden from Beech Grove, Indiana, driving the Pinto. Another tremendously close race. It's Bob Glidden there first, 8.87 seconds and 154.63 miles an hour. 16 cars have qualified for Pro Stock Eliminator, and Carl Hobson of Baltimore, Maryland drives the Chevrolet Camaro. His competition, Andy Manarino in the American Motors Hornet, and a red light for Carl Hobson gives the win automatically to Andy Manarino. Manarino's time, 8.77 seconds. His speed, 154 miles an hour for the Hornet. Next man, Ronnie Manchester of Westport, Massachusetts. Manchester driving a 77 Chevy Monza. Bob Gardner, his competition from Springfield, Virginia, in a 77 Mustang.
I know there's one for this car. There's got it.
Everyone knows what you think.
Indicating into the staging scene. Bob Gardner, they leave the line together. Front wheels bouncing off the ground for Ronnie Manchester. Manchester, the winner, 8.80 seconds, 155 miles an hour at the end of the quarter mile. Here's Warren Johnson. Steve told you earlier, Warren Johnson ran off the track in qualifying. You see the patchwork done to the right front fender to repair the body damage to get him back into competition. Former world champion Bob Clinton, his competition in a 77 Pinto. Both cars approaching the staging beams, the classic Ford versus Chevrolet. And leaving the line together, Clinton with the front wheels high in the air. Clinton both at the end of the track. Into the and Clinton is the winner. 9.68 seconds. His speed, 156 miles an hour. Let's take a look in slow motion at the last portion of the quarter mile. Clinton, about a car length and a half, 2 car lengths ahead of Warren Johnson at the finish line. Here is Alvin Gauthier of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, riding a 1976 Plymouth Duster in his first round of Pro Stock racing. The Chevrolet Monza driven by Reggie Sewell. Sewell formerly campaigning his own car out of the New York City area. Now driving for Rare and Morrison from Arlington, Texas. Chevrolet Monza and the Plymouth Duster approaching the starting line, waiting for the green light to leave the line together. Chevy Monza pulling an early lead. Reggie Sewell, the winner. His elapsed time, 8.75 seconds. His speed, 154 miles an hour. Here in slow motion, you see Sewell with a big lead as he crosses the finish line. Let's go down now to the starting line. Some observations from the state.
At the midway point in Pro Stock, there's no upsets, but running very true to form. All 4 winners were the quicker cars from qualifying. The crowd seems very partisan Chevrolet, so I'm going to get out of the way and let the action continue.
Here's another one of those favorite Chevrolets, Steve. This one, Joe Satberry's big block Camaro from Hammond, Indiana. But Satberry has his work cut out for him. This American Motors Hornet of Wally Booth has seen the winner's circle several times in NHRA national event competition. The Chevrolet versus the Hornet. Let's watch. A big hole shot by Joe Satberry. You saw him leave the starting line before Wally Booth. He done by just about a few inches. Joe Satberry, the winner over Wally Booth. His elapsed time, 8.78 seconds. His speed, 154 miles an hour. But the big story is Wally Booth. Though he lost the race, he went quicker, 8.62 seconds. His speed, 156. You see right there the amount of the difference for the winner, Joe Satberry and the Chevrolet, and the crowd loved that one. I know Don Nicholson, recent winner of the Spring Nationals Championships, his Ford Mustang against Bob Ingalls of Constantine, New York, with a Chevrolet Monza. Bob Ingalls leading the line first. He thinks someone close to the center line. Nicholson, 8.5. speed 157 miles an hour. Here as we see them approaching the finish line, Nicholson has already pulled up and passed Bob Ingalls. Carried it through for about a 3-foot win at the finish line. The world champion Larry Lombardo riding Bill Grumpy Jenkins' car from Alfred, Pennsylvania, the 77 Forza, matched against the 77 Plymouth Arrow of Roy Hill from Randleman, North Carolina. The crowd favorite, Larry Lombardo, 8.62 seconds, the speed of 159 miles an hour, top speed of 8 thus far for Pro Star. This is Don Campanello of Wayne, New Jersey, his Chevy Monza, matched against a similar Monza, driven by Frank Iaconio, Ottawa, New Jersey. Here in slow motion, you see the burnout done by all the Pro Stockers. The purpose, the heat of big, wide racing slicks to get them as hot as possible, to provide as much traction as possible to put these cars through the quarter mile. Red light start for Don Campanello, giving the win automatically to Frank Iaconio. So you see Campanello winning the race. It is Frank Iaconio, your winner, at 8.71 seconds, as the red light by Campanello automatically disqualified him.
Your Mazda RX-7 could never be my first night. Oh, really? Challenge accepted. I don't have enough cash to max out all my stats, so...
Pro Stock Racing, the factory hot rods, Joe Santberry. Against Randy Humphrey. Humphrey from Long Beach, California. Santberry out of Maryville, Indiana. Chevrolet versus Mopar. The RPM lining up the starting line in a red light for Randy Humphrey. He knew he had to take a chance on the Christmas tree. And it was Joe Santberry with an easy win. 8.73 seconds to lap time. 154 miles an hour. There's the red light indicating Randy Humphrey in the near lane, leading too early. You can see it in the instant replay, just how it happened. There is round number 2 racing in Pro Stock. The M&M 5, Mexican and Manarino, Andy Manarino, Frank Iaconio, in the far lane of the Chevy Monza. It's Iaconio on this run, 8.71 seconds at 155 miles an hour. A pair of Chevrolets slated to run in this race. But Richie Sewell, the Spring Nationals champion, unable to answer the call. Lee Shepard out of Arlington, Texas, making an easy step. On a single 8.70 seconds, his speed 150 miles an hour. Leads in the fifth for Richie Sewell.
The first round, where to make it, you had to really beat on the motor.
The old mother Chevrolet in the air.
in kart racing. Training on the speed. And another miles an hour. The next line is where 8 seconds. With speed 156 miles an hour. As the instant replay. Sudbury is allowed 8.55 seconds and 149 miles an hour.
I am on Fortnite in 20 minutes. Want to play?
Sure. Sure. I was just working on a Camaro that I just built. It's another NHRA drag car. I did get a new one, Marvel, for us to play. A new horror or scary map called Emily. I've never even played it before, so hopefully it's a good one. Let's just get a moment to admire this car, chat.
Nintendo is greedy, doesn't want their characters in Fortnite.
I don't know why. It'd make them a lot of money. It'd be a really good investment if they did do that. Alright, I'm gonna see you on Fortnite.